Hey guys, I just thought I'd get on here and do a quick video on Turo rentals, being a Turo host. So just some background, I have been doing this now for 3 years. Started by accident, but I'll tell you about that later. The first year was about July, and I think I made about $8,000 or $9,000 that year just on the one vehicle. And then the second year, we ended up buying a second vehicle for Turo specifically, and ended up renting three total cars for about 9 months out of that year, and ended up making $20,000 just on the side. And then this last year I slowed down a little bit, back down to one car because of kids sports and my full-time job. So background on me, I'm a full-time PA in orthopedic surgery, so I work about 40 hours a week. Some days a lot longer in the operating room, so sometimes it's difficult to kind of work a side hustle, and but with Turo renting, this has been fairly possible. And if I wanted to continue with 2 or 3 cars, I could. It's just more work at this point with teenage kids and wanting to get to their sports activities and having access to vehicles that I needed. It just made it not worth it at this point. But I still rent a Land Rover Discovery Sport that's rented nearly all the time, other than dates that I block. So there's a lot to it. I just wanted on this video to let you know kind of my background, and then see what interest there is in hearing my side of things, and you know, what I've learned over the past 3 years. I'm certainly not a professional at this. There's people who do it full time and have, you know, 30 plus cars and make a good living off of it, but I just do it as a side hustle. The big thing that I wanted to point out is, just like any other business and success, you don't have to know everything. In fact, my story with Turo started kind of on accident. I had a friend that wanted to rent my truck to take his trailer camping, and his truck broke down, and so he asked if I'd put my truck on Turo, which I didn't even know what it was at the time, so that he could rent it and have insurance coverage. So I did, and like 30 minutes later, after he had booked it, I got notification after notification of bookings at $99 a day for the truck. All of July filled up that first year within like an hour. And so I was looking at the cost and thought, crap, I don't even know what I'm doing here, and I don't have a truck. But you know, I made over $1,000 after I made my monthly payment on the truck and paid for insurance. So I thought, wow, this is actually pretty nice. And so I kept doing it. August filled up, and the rest of the year filled up with the truck. And then me and my wife ended up deciding to buy the Land Rover at the beginning of the next year. And so we've had pretty good success, and it's relatively easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Just keeping the car clean, communicating clearly with renters, and making sure that everything's safe. And the app is pretty straightforward, and there's some tips and tricks certainly that can help, and ways to get into cars and make sure that you get the right type of car, and some research that you need to do in your area before you jump right in. But leave some comments and let me know what questions you might have, and I'll do my best to answer.